Yes, yes, yes. We are here. We are here. We are here. And we are so pleased to be able to have prompted you once again using your free will choices to open up this channel. We recognize and honor the vehicle who is allowing us to have free reign, if you will, with the subjects and the content that we would like to provide for you all as we are scanning all who will be listening to this in your representative perspective of your time. And so we are seeing what is the most appropriate messages for you all. And we see urgency in some of you who have asked in all of your, what you could say, prayers. Some of you have been angry with us, yelling at us, accusing us, and blaming us for some of your predicaments and challenging moments. You are saying it is unfair. You are saying that you don't deserve this. And you are also saying that you want more comfort, more support, and more love for your physical lives. And you are frustrated and demanding more because you know who you are. You know the role you are playing here. You know your full essence self. You recognize it. And you can't understand truly, or potentially you can understand, but you don't want to accept what you perceive as your challenges that are surrounding you. And we say when you stop looking at the materialistic things of what you have and what you don't have, start looking at the physical souls that are surrounding you and notice you are there for them. You are there and you are here for them. It's always been about them, supporting them through their journeys. And can you understand when you are having, as we want to say, for dramatics, your own temper tantrums for being here now? You can see that it is a disservice to yourself and it is a disservice to others when you have that attitude. And we understand you've all had that attitude at one point or another. We understand it is very challenging being in the third dimension, supporting this energy while transmuting this density and still being chipper, upbeat, in gratitude, in love, in joy. And we understand that some of it feels like it is a fake achievement, a goal to be able to fully feel all of that because you feel like that is just an option, a luxury that not very many people have. And we say that is your perspective, but it's all your choices how you want to perceive the world. Even those who are homeless are still gigantic souls supporting others. Even those who are drug addicts are still being of service in some capacity, sharing their energy. You still judge each other's books. You still judge each other's covers. You still judge each other's career choices and paths and the shoes you wear and the cars you drive. You still quantify a human being through their materialistic physicalities. And we are saying there is much more to life than just the physical. There is much more to life to notice and experience and witness. And we know that you have those fleeting moments of frustration and then you shake it off because you know that you're just absorbing the energy from others and you feel so frustrated. We also want to say to others who are also listening, who are dreadfully homesick and just feel so stuck in the density and just feel like they're losing strength, losing hope, losing faith, losing patience. We send you so much love and reassurance that everything you have been doing is right. You are of service. You are in purpose. Keep going. Know what is your responsibilities, and know what is your observation, just to love and to hold space for others who are reacting to their tragic experiences, to identify the perspectives that they are needing for the lessons that is being provided for them from all of us. And you are merely just the support crew in the physical, sharing your love, sharing your compassion, sharing your time, sharing your meals, sharing your hands of holding, sharing your hearts to hugging. This is an important time to be of service, to love all. And yet we see some of you are getting distracted in the density of the details of the grand awakening. And that is a journey you must overcome and grow from. You understand it is devastating for an empath to feel all that tragedy. We understand that. But you already knew that when you were coming to this planet, what was happening and what was occurring and why. And so it's about remember why you are here. Remember your life purpose and mission to be here now. Remember who you are. Remember who you are and who you is and who you always have been. You've always been a part of aspect of source. You've always been a part of us, and you've always been a part of you. You are busy being a multidimensional being connected to all. And yet consciously you are having your veil of forgetfulness as a gift for you to focus on the experiences and lessons and opportunities that living on earth provide for all. The lessons here are to be able to feel the experiences of the emotions that are triggered through all of the events, to still feel all, but to navigate yourselves out of that experience onto the next experience. And while you feel like it is a roller coaster of highs and lows, insane, beautiful gratitude and love and appreciation in one moment, and then dropping into the pits of despair and heartbreak and density that feels like there is no tomorrow of happiness. And then you go back into the highs again. And this is why we say it's the roller coaster journey of the ups and the downs and the twists and the turns. And that is exactly what you knew you would come here to be experiencing. And so while you feel like if you just overcome this experience, what's the point? Because there's going to be just another challenging experience around the corner. And we say, yes, of course, and it always will be and always has been. But do you notice the journey is quickening? Do you notice the journey is fastening? You're being less reactive. You're not holding on to that density and playing with it as long as you used to. You're forgiving others. You're forgiving yourselves. You're seeing love in others. You're seeing love in yourselves. You're feeling the joy. You're feeling the happiness. You're feeling the community. You're feeling the unity. You're feeling the compassion. You're feeling the inspiration. You're feeling the motivation. You're feeling the drive to be here, to own your position and power and your placement to be of service here now. You know your love is key. You know your compassion is key. You know your kindness is key. You know your empathy is key. You know your high frequency vibration is key. And so when you have all of your keys and you are doing and using them more than just an accidental hobby, an accidental moment where you forgot your fears and just surrendered into acceptance, we say you must be able to make this a habit rather than just a coincidence. Focus on your routines of seeing every moment as an opportunity to have empowerment, to feel what you would call a negative emotion, what we would call a dense emotion. When you're noticing this, a dense emotion, activate your consciousness awareness to see how you can navigate and have acceptance of that experience, to then find yourself back into acceptance, love, gratitude, and honoring the lesson and all who provided this lesson for thee. You can understand how hard it is for those souls who are here to just trigger you, to uplift you, build you up, love you, empower you, to then smash you down, for you to do that on your own journey, do that on your own pace, empower yourself. You've been shown how to love, you've been shown how to have confidence, you've been shown how to have faith and trust. And some of those who are just there in your lives to empower you to walk on that path with you for a while, to support you, to show you, to teach you. But you have to be able to then step on your own path, your own mission, your own journey, to be able to do it authentically for yourself, because you choose to empower you. You choose to love you. You choose to see this as a positive journey experience, even through challenging and even traumatizing experiences. All experiences are positive, even the hard ones, even the ones that physically cut your skin, touch your emotions, and make you feel depleted and devastated. Those are still experiences which has to be seen in a positive aspect when you have the right perspective to understand the lessons, to be able to teach you how to overcome them, to therefore see this in others, to inspire them and walk on their path with them for a while, to encourage them, to teach them the tool sets, to be able to have the perspectives, to seek the bigger perspective of all, to grow their own faith, to grow their own trust, to grow their own confidence and love of self and others, and then for them to depart, to go on their journey. We have used this reference point before, and we will say it again. Well, this is your unique soul's expression experience on earth, and you have others momentarily throughout your experience being right beside you. This could not ever be a two-man running leg race where the legs are tethered together and you're trying to run in sync. But as you know, it only takes one fumble, one out of step pace, one out of pace step for it all to tumble over. And that stumbling could just be a distraction. There is so much distractions occurring. Some of it is purposeful, but we see many who are supposed to have outgrown the details and the distractions to fully empower themselves, still looping. There is what we could say an addiction to fear. And so the more you talk about the fear, the more you talk about the crimes against humanity, the more you worry and go into drama and the victim mode and concern and outrage and demanding justice, demanding retribution, demanding public disclosures of the crimes that you know have been occurring. That is not keeping you in a high frequency vibration at all. In fact, you're marinating into it. And we see many are addicted to this drama, focusing merely on just the disempowerment. And potentially you've all been disempowered with the same crimes against humanity in other lifetimes you've lived. There has been such great poverty, such great disimbalance of wealth and security and food. There has been so much unproportionate sharing of wealth and resources. And we say that this has been part of the bigger problem for humanity. But while you see that it is all beautiful experience and lessons to grow from and learn from, so you can understand what it feels like to be homeless, what it feels like to be a slave, what it feels like to be a prisoner, what it feels like to be all aspects of playing the role of human. They all come with the same opportunities of experiencing emotions. We say there is not much difference between a miserable, unhappy, very stuck in density billionaire versus someone who is homeless, wet, starving, and cold and isolated from humanity as they're noticing that they're slowly freezing to death. But yet you'd assume that the billionaire would be gratefully happy and enjoy. And you're saying it's the same emotions that both can feel. Both can feel the same range of emotions if they choose to have the perspectives. And you all get to choose, the perspectives to hold that range of frequency emotions. So it is part of your inner work journey to be able to recognize what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and how you're responding and reacting to all of the experiences that are prompting you to look at your behaviors and to look at your empowerment and strengths and weaknesses that you would call them. You all have strengths, and you could say that you all have weaknesses, but this is not a negative or a positive statement. This is an observation. And we are saying when you are confident and bold enough to look at what you would call your weaknesses, your taboo concepts, your taboo emotional ranges that you don't want to look into, they're there for you, and they always will be there for you, because you can't grow those weaknesses by ignoring them. And so it is about looking at your insecurities, looking at your triggers, and honoring them and growing through them. And you're given daily opportunities to do this. And we say it is a marvelous time for you to be able to explore all of this, as we are seeing these experiences becoming quicker and quicker and quicker as you're feeling more confident, as you're not wanting to engage in the sense of emotions to have that reaction, more an observation, a very clever thought process of observing versus reacting. This is a marvelous time for you all. And we are so pleased that we see the ripple out effects. But we also wanted to say to thee that we are noticing that humanity as a collective is now stronger in requesting and having the urge. It is a heart urge, it is a mind urge, a prompting as at a collective level for change, and not subtle changes. They are at this near sense of desperation when they're wanting big changes. At a collective level, this is marvelous from our perspective, because you're all opening yourselves up for positive change. You're needing this, and this is one gigantic leap forward you could say into this evolution step. As a collective conscious, you are more in unity for wanting the change versus being distracted and just complying and having acceptance of all. And so when you're wanting to use your free will choices and you are willing and open to change, you can see from our perspective that is gigantic shift. A few years ago, from your perspective, we would say humanity was not ready for any such change. And yet they have been pushed and forced into many changes, some of them bigger than others, but there is much changes that is occurring, and you are all having to notice and be very sensitive and aware to the changes that has been suggested, and you get to choose emotionally whether you accept this or not, whether you notice this or not. And so what we are perceiving is the greater collective consciousness of humanity all choosing and desiring a positive change in a different direction than what you're currently having. And this is marvelous, because when you're seeking change, You're wanting to grow, you're wanting to move, you're wanting this change. And this is gigantically advancing for humanity because they have not wanted to notice what needs to be changed. They're so focused in their routine, so they are awakening up. And you could say that the grand awakening is for them to waken up, to want this change. And you know the change that is coming. But this is a big baby step for humanity as a conscious collective to be now seeking and hoping and using their free will, creating the prayers. So you say, consciously wanting this urge. It is marvelous because you're using your free will to be able to call upon this and to create it collectively. But it needed such dramatics, it needed such hardships, it needed such traumas to trigger you to get to that point. And so we say to those who are holding space, who are honoring their bodies, and trusting that everything that is happening to your body is a message for you. There's always inner work for you, perspectives for you when you're noticing problems, what you would perceive as problems with the body. And so you want to notice all these messages. You want to notice all these promptings and be able to see and search the answers and the solutions for what we're telling you, what your body is telling you, and what your mindset in summary is telling you. It's marvelous time. And we're seeing if there is anything else that needs to be shared. As we're wanting to be able to serve and assist all who are trying to understand the state of the world, to understand all of the challenges and all of the predicaments of the situations you are finding yourselves in. It is not going to be subtle, nor will it ever will be anymore. The triggering to awaken people is going to be at an escalated rate. And you can understand this because for those who have already awoken and feel very frustrated and can't see the purpose and solutions and the answers or the reasons why there is this grand awakening at this time, you can see that this is very draining for them and they are seeking more information and they just get stuck in the disempowerment of the details. And this is a bigger issue. And when you're half awake, you're still groggy, you're still confused, you're still dazed, and it's not empowering. When you're fully awoken, you are empowered because you know you're in complete control, because you can use your mind to be able to navigate you forward in choices of emotions that you choose. We say this with love and appreciation for all who are taking this seriously because they remember who they are, they remember why they are here, and they remember the power of love and gratitude and appreciation for all life experiences and choices of free will always serve you for the greatest good. And we say this with love and appreciation for all that you do.